NewsRadio.
This is Hortibiz NewsRadio from VertiFarm 2024. And in between all the high-tech companies and high-tech solutions that we see usually on an indoor farming trade show like this, there is one that stands out a little bit because they focus a lot more on a more low-tech kind of they're not vertical farming, but hydroponics and aquaponics systems. I'm here in front of the African food innovation, the INCiTiS-FOOD. Maybe you would like to introduce yourself and also the project.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Rolf Morgenstern. I'm from the Agricultural Department of the University of Applied Sciences in Soest. And we are part of the project that is called INCiTiS-FOOD that has been spearheaded by the UniBW. And we are partnering with 8 different African partners in 6 different sub-Saharan countries to promote the usage of new food production technologies like hydroponics, aquaponics, and also insect rearing, mainly black soldier fly. And the goal is to educate normal young people, especially women, on how to build their own systems from locally available materials so that they can feed themselves and also produce for the local markets.
And what is the benefit, for example, of a hydroponic system in comparison to how they now grow their crops?
Well, if you want to grow crops conventionally, you need some agricultural land. And in the cities and urban environments, often this agricultural land is not available, especially not for young people. They are just upcoming. Maybe they don't have as much of an investment money and resources. So we are aiming for them to build from local materials they can either find or procure on a low-cost basis, and then use the spaces they have in the urban environment to use every niche of their backyard or maybe in front of their doors to produce food for themselves.
And how does the project work? Like, is there groups that apply themselves that say, hey, we want to learn about this, or is there a teacher sent over to teach them this? How can I see that it works?
The local partner, the African partners, they are establishing a so-called living lab, which is a place where they are showcasing these technologies, and they also have seminar rooms and facilities to do capacity building, to teach on how the technical background is and how to build these systems themselves. So they are recruiting participants that want to participate in the project, and then they will have scheduled seminars teaching hydroponics, plant nutrition, how to feed the fishes, and how to build these systems. And then the places, these living labs, they also have the tools, so people can bring their materials and use the tools under guidance to actually build their prototype. They are being taught on how to measure the performance, and then they are asked to innovate and optimize their system until they have some sort of, like we call it MVP, like a viable product that they can then take home and install at their own place.
And do you know about how those local people feel about the project? Like, are they happy? What's the response? Like, do they understand it? Or is it a bit like difficult for them to like think in a new way? Like, how is the response?
What we hear from our African partners is that the interest is really high. They get a lot of visitors, especially also from universities and schools. People are generally very enthusiastic and they're taking pictures. There is a challenge with people getting on board and staying on board, because the people, they sometimes don't have the resources to visit the living lab on a regular basis, and they're not getting paid to attend the capacity building. So there is a challenge in keeping the participants on board for a longer period of time. But still, in general, the topic is being embraced enthusiastically, so the response is really good.
That's amazing to hear. And this is still a research project, right?
Yes.
What can we expect from the future? Has this some kind of actual future?
Well, we put aside part of the project budget into a so-called open call fund, and this open call will have 2 stages. The goal is in the first round to finance the participants that have developed their prototype and they want to start a business. So there's an emphasis on entrepreneurship, and with this open call they can apply for funding if they want to start a business. For example, they build one hydroponic system, it works, and now they want to start a business and they need 10 of those. They will be able to get the funding for the other 9. And in the second round of the open call, the goal is to help other living labs to be created. For example, we have been talking to a farmers association in Uganda, and now they are aiming to partner with our partners in Kenya to hook up, to exchange knowledge, and then apply to build their own living lab in Uganda. So
that's nice.
Yeah, the living labs, we are aiming to make them operate beyond the project time, but of course they will have to come up with some funding opportunities. When the project is done, there will be no more money, so they will have to find ways to keep the funding for the continuous operation of the living labs.
Nice, very interesting. Sounds very promising also for the future. Then one last question. How do you come to stand on a vertical farming trade show?
Well, we're a little bit like a submarine, of course, with these new technologies of hydroponics. We are really interested in that. And from our working group, we are always looking at economic viability. And we are a little bit critical with vertical farming because of the lighting requirements, which requires a lot of electricity and energy. So we are not sure that we're going to feed the world with vertical farming. So we are coming here sort of also to present a counterpoint.
A bit rebellious.
Yeah, well, at least we want to give some perspective on, like, you don't have to go high-tech all the way. You can also take a look at lower tech and more simplified solutions, and that's what we want to provide here.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful contribution to VertiFarm this year. So thank you so much, Rolf, for sharing also your knowledge on the INCiTiS-FOOD project. I think it sounds really lovely, and I wish you the best of luck with this.
Thank you very much.
Hortibiz NewsRadio.